My name is Seb. Today I'm going to be talking about something that is really important to me, especially in the past couple days. And I want to preface this by saying I'm not at all encouraging an eating disorder. I am talking about myself and recovering and bettering myself. And also, I want to preface this. I'm probably going to say this a couple times during the video. This is my experience. Everyone's experience is different. Like some people deal with binging, some people deal with just restriction, some people deal with both. Personally, I'm just gonna have my experience because I have experienced both of those symptoms. I mean, like, not to the extreme, really, but, like, it has been affecting my life. And, you know, obviously wouldn't be here if I wouldn't be on this video saying it if it wasn't affecting my life. But pretty much, I developed an eating disorder, like, 4 years ago. I'm not diagnosed. I've never really, like, raised any concerns with a doctor. Like, they kind of just brush it over when you say it. If you're not, like, deathly underweight, they're just be like, oh, you're just get over it. It's like, have you ever been a teenage girl? But, but what happened, my thing that I've never really seen anyone talk about, like, I don't know if this is just me, someone out there's got to be dealing with it as well, but it was like, when I first started recovery, it was like, I would be super motivated in it for like a couple of days, and then I would switch back to restriction. But it's like, it would only last like a day or two, and it would just like, I would keep flipping flopping. Like every 2 days, it would just be like recovery, restriction, and it was so exhausting. Like, it literally broke my mind, and even now, like, it just caused so much conflict because it's like, what do you decide? And I was recently talking to one of my online friends, and they were saying how, I mean, I kind of came up with this conclusion, but they kind of helped reinforce that idea that the only way through that is to recover. Because if I keep restricting, I'm gonna just keep this cycle going, and it's gonna freaking destroy me. Like, it is. And another thing that I've been dealing with recently is the fact that I feel like I'm in the same spot as I was in middle school. And in middle school, I was super isolated and super alone. I couldn't go out of the house. Like, I went to school, obviously, and I wasn't, like, trapped inside the house, but, like, it just felt like I was trapped in that room, and I felt like I had no one, and I feel like I'm in that position again, and, like, what I'm realizing is that it was bad then, but it got better, and it's bad now, and it will get better. But anyways, yeah, one of the things that I think fueled my eating disorder and restrictive eating was the fact that it was kind of a distraction from my real life, and that's kind of how it developed, because I've always been a self-destructive person. Which I think is the root cause of this, and obviously I think there's some other issues that I need to work through. So yeah, but like I said, the on and off cycle would happen, and I think as high school progressed, like, I got friends, and it was good. I mean, it kind of ended off poorly, and there's a lot of things that I regret and I feel really bad about, but that aside, yeah, like, so what happened recently is that I relapsed back in December, and I think it was kind of the height, the peak, the depths, I don't know, like, the worst part of my eating disorder, like, as a whole, and, like, I have brain fog right now, like, it's really bad, actually, and there's other reasons for it, because I was addicted to Benadryl, but, so that, like, obviously didn't help. That wrecked my social skills even worse. But, like, I think we went on vacation recently, and I was still active in restriction, and it kind of sucked because, I was on vacation, I was supposed to be enjoying myself, and all I was thinking about was, like, not eating. And another thing is, like, I'm vegetarian. I'm trying to go vegan because it's like a moral thing. It's not like a restriction thing at all, because even before, like, I relapsed, I wanted to go vegetarian. And one of the things is, like, it kind of takes out a lot of options, because especially, like, cultural places, it's like everyone is meat, but it's just like, I'm kind of disgusted by meat. I'm revolted by it, actually, because it's just like, I can go into that in another video, but so that kind of isn't helping. But at the same time, I'm grateful that I am recovering now, because then I can have more vegan meals and vegetarian meals and tofu. I love tofu, bro. People get disgusted by tofu, but then have meat on their plate, like, as if that wasn't a whole, like, being at one point, but, again, that's another topic. But yeah, like, I want to personally make more vegan recipes, and I feel like having to count everything is just so exhausting. And it's like, recovery is going to give me that freedom to make food, to, you know, make recipes. And yeah, I'm probably going to do, like I said, I'm probably going to do a video on my vegetarian/veganism journey, because I think that's really important to talk about. I wish I had more community with that, because it feels like everyone around me is eating like meat. And there's nothing wrong with that, and I don't want to shame people. So, but it's like, I want vegetarian and vegan friends, because then they can understand. And honestly, like, I don't think I could have a partner that's not vegetarian, because it's like, imagine, like, if we're making meals and you're having meat and I'm just like over there, like, I don't want that, you know. But like I said, that's not what this video is about. But here I have my journal. I think I showed y'all in this other video. But I have my motivation page, for which I want to point out that I think this is really, like, funny and kind of a pivotal moment, because when I started recovery, like, a couple days ago, and I was, like, set on it, I had Google clusters. And if you don't know what that is, if you have got to watch the movie To the Bone, but it kind of felt like a monument in that. But yeah, so my first reason, this is like all the reasons why I want to recover, to break the malnourished vegan stereotype, because, like, I don't want to be the one that, like, people are always like, oh, you can't be vegetarian and, like, be healthy. But it's like, me pursuing that eating disorder is further instituting that stereotype, and I want to break that, because I think it's a very admirable thing. Yeah, to finally break the cycle. Like I was saying, I don't want to keep bending my mind on recovery and restriction, because it's not going to lead me anywhere. It's just going to cause me more stress. And to heal and show myself that I can rise from my trauma, I definitely think that it's, like, easy to go back to self-destruction, because it is easier and it is more comforting and it's more familiar. And yeah, like I said, to go fully vegan, because then I don't have to worry about, like, the calories and, like, have that restrict even more food from me, because I already, but like I said, I want to say, it's not really restriction, because it's more like, I don't agree with taking animals for, I don't believe taking animals for, like, being able to just, like, misuse them and take their milk and, like, stuff like that. And like I said, I need to do another video on that, because, like, I'm gonna get way too distracted. To learn languages and try culture of food. Like I said, I'm learning Russian and Korean, and I'm getting fluent in Spanish. I don't know why I'm learning all three at the one time. It's kind of just accumulated. But I really want to continue in Russian. Россия. So yeah. To get rid of the brain fog. I literally cannot focus. Literally in math, I will be, like, doing a problem and I'm just, like, forgetting everything, like I said earlier. To pursue my book. I want to write my book, and I want to actually do that, because I feel like a lot of things in my life I just say that I'm not gonna do, and then I end up never doing it, and my worst fear is to end up dying, and then everything else is just gone. And okay, so to grow spiritually, because there's a lot of Buddhism things, and I think one of the things is, like, you know, fasting for the purposes of spirituality is fine, but obviously not to lose weight and stuff like that, because even like that is, it kind of goes against Buddhist practices, because it's like, why am I going to treat myself differently than I'm going to treat anyone else? And I can't help people if I myself am, like, barely functioning. And then the last one is simply because food is yummy. I love food too much, and I think that's a lot of things that people deal with in eating disorders, that they love food, but they just don't want to have it because they're scared of getting fat. And they're like, despite my fears, I will keep going, and I will eat, and I am probably going to go eat something after this. I really want some bulldog, but it's just, like, I don't want to be obsessed with food all the time. Like, I want to be obsessed, like a good obsessed, like a normal human, but not to the point where it's like I'm letting it cause me stress. Like, I want to be excited for my meal. Like, I love waking up and having my yogurt bowls. I had one this morning. I had my coffee, and that's another thing. I want to be, like, a barista, even, like, a home barista, because I want to make, like, strawberry cold foam, and I want to make banana cold foam, because I had that one from Starbucks with a matcha. Chef's kiss. It's my other video, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this off here with a quote that I found from Pinterest, which I really like. Always choose the thing that scares you the most, because it will also free you the most. Y'all can leave any questions below. No one's literally watching this channel anyways, but yeah, I hope this could help